And now we get to the Cincinnati Bengals. And to be honest with you, I'm just excited about this division. I'm excited to see what the Bengals do. Win total 6.5. The unders minus 160. The overs plus 130. I'm shocked at that. I think this Bengals team could actually surprise. I've seen people say, yeah, I think the Bengals could be much better than expected. I've also seen a lot of people saying this Bengals team wins 4 games this year. To make the playoffs plus 700, division plus 1,800, conference plus 6,600, Super Bowl plus 12,500. Mixon to have the most rushing yards, 20-1. AJ Green, most receiving yards, 22-1. Andy Dalton's over/under passing yards, 3,725.5. It's Zach Taylor time. He leaves the Rams. He was an assistant coach there for the past 2 seasons. Was an assistant coach with the Dolphins from 2012 to 2015. Played collegiately at Nebraska, starting QB for the Cornhuskers in 05-06. Named Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year in 06. They have weapons on offense. Mixon, Green, Boyd. Mixon is a monster. Bernard's a strong backup. They draft Jonah Williams with the 11th overall pick to help this terrible offensive line. That's going to be enormous for the playmakers. This offense is fine. We know what the problem is, defense. Last year they gave up 6,618 yards. Can they improve it? Will they improve it? Donnie Rightside, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I don't know about the Cincinnati Bengals this year, but the one thing we do know is 5.5, whatever the win total is at this point, around that range. That's not too hard, but the only problem is when we just took a look at the Baltimore Ravens, they open up with maybe the easiest schedule I've ever seen in my life. First 2 games, Miami and Arizona, picking up those 2 quick wins. Now flip it over to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are going to need all the help they can get. You hit on it right, Jimmy. They have 2 really good wide receivers. And if John Ross ever gets it together to be that little Deshaun Jackson mini clone out there, that can be a formidable offensive threat, but it all balanced on their quarterback. We know Andy Dalton's going to have a big season, or he needs a big season because he's looking for that next contract. They have a couple good running backs, but outside of that, the schedule's not going to help them out. As we take a look, 3 or 4 to start on the road, which is already going to be tough enough for a new rookie head coach to make his way, and also a team that's not supposed to be good. If they get hammered right out of the gate, everybody starts worrying about themselves. But also, what I don't like is here, they lose a home game. They go to London, and who they play? The Rams. Boy, I would much rather play the Rams at home than on the road in London in that perspective. Not a lot to love on defense. They should be able to rush the passer. If there's one upgrade that you can take a look, Jimmy, at the Cincinnati Bengals, it's just that Marvin Lewis isn't there anymore, so now they can move forward with their future. There's not a lot to like, but in the NFL, a 5.5, you might look at some injuries around the NFL. If they stay healthy, they'll be competitive on a spread-to-spread basis. I don't know if they can get that 6 wins. And the reason being, Jimmy, just because of that schedule is going to be so tough already to start. And then you give away the game in London.
Yeah, the London edition is tough. Whale Capper, can the Bengals surprise, or are we waiting to see them in the cellar once again?
If there's one certainty about this division, it's that the Bengals are going to finish 4th. I really don't think that that's up for debate. And the way that their schedule breaks down, the new coach, who we really don't know much about, I mean, effectively got hired because he's been in the Sean McVay system and got the magic fairy dust from Sean McVay by, communicably or whatever. But whatever we have way too many holes on this roster to expect them to be able to compile wins early in the season. And if they don't get them early in the season, then they're in deep freaking trouble. And I could see a very clear and obvious scenario where they are something like 2-4 or even 2-5. And at that point, they look down their schedule and it's like, okay, we're about at the bottom of the league here with the Dolphins. It is a race to the bottom so that we can replace Andy Dalton with the franchise quarterback, because there's going to be a couple guys coming out next year the teams are going to covet. And I think that is the next move for this franchise. It is moving on from Dalton and coming up with a more effective future plan from a quarterbacking standpoint in the draft next year. And I think you're going to want to be in the bottom 2 to get, you're going to want to be either one of those bottom 2 picks in order to have your shot at your swing at a legit quarterback. So for me, if I was betting into this market, I would try to make damn sure that I saw 4 wins for the Bengals before about week 8, or else I would look to stay away or bet the under, because every whiff about this team and the way that their schedule stacks up is, tells me that, they're going to be, positioning themselves for the draft more so than trying to, surprise, get a wild card spot or something like that.
Yeah, it's a good breakdown. They're in big trouble.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.